呢篇文咧係講一個考試嘅壓力啦 ，stress 即係壓力咁嘅意思。Exam season can be a highly stressful time for students and their parents. Arguments about studying are common, and many parents feel that their children are not working hard enough or working in the correct way. 咁好多時咧就係話考試，即係考試嘅季節係非常之令人緊張㗎啦。咁唔單止係啲學生緊張，啲父母就仲緊張。Arguments about studying are common， 即係好多時候咧就為咗讀書而嗌交咧，就係好常見嘅。咁而好多父母咧都覺得啲仔女咧係 are not working hard enough。咁我諗你哋都有同感啦，就好多父母都覺得你係唔夠勤力嘅，或者係讀書嘅方法咧係錯㗎。咁呢一個 not 咧都應用到去呢一句度嘅，係 working in the correct way， 咁係即係 not working in the correct way。But experts have warned parents that interfering too much with revision may add to the pressure felt by students and stop them from performing at their best。咁即係話咧，咩叫 experts 咧 ？experts 就係啲專家咧，就警告啲父母啦，就係話，如果你即係太多滋擾咧，就會即係加重啲學生嘅一啲嘅壓力啊。咁咧就令到佢哋唔可以 performing at their best， 即係話咧唔能夠表現得最好咯。第一題啦 ，in line 1 of paragraph 1, who does there refer to？ 咁記住就睇翻呢一個第一段嘅第一行先啦。咁嗰個 there 咧係指邊個咧？就係指即係當然係學生嘅父母啦。咁但係好多學生咧雖然攞到 students， 但係咧佢哋都錯㗎。咁點解咧？因為咧你係需要寫咧就係呢個你會寫翻 there 咯 ，refers to。但係咧，你嗰個 students 咧就需要寫翻係 students 嘅後邊要加多個 apostrophe。OK， 咁咧就因為咧係即係他們的，咁逢係咧，如果條題目問你 his 啊、her 啊、their 啊嗰啲類似嘅嘢咧，嗰個名詞咧就必須要咧一係就係譬如 boys 咁樣，又或者如果眾數就會係 boys， 咁要加翻個 apostrophe。咁呢一兩個咧都係好重要嘅，如果唔加咧就俾老師扣咗嗰1分㗎啦。第二題啦，according to Dr. Hill, what are parents doing wrong？ 咁究竟父母做錯啲咩嘢咧？咁我哋試下睇下第二段啦。Educational psychologist Dr. Vivian Hill, who has worked with young people for many years, says that the mistake parents often make is failing to understand that each student has a different method of studying。 咁呢一個教育咩叫 psychologist 咧？呢個係 psychologist 呢個咧 psychologist 係心理學家啦。咁呢一個咧就係佢已經即係佢係主要研究啲年青人嗰啲嘢咧，就已經好多年㗎啦。就話 the mistake 咧就係等於條問題啦，嗰條問題 doing wrong， 即係做錯啲咩嘢嗰個啦。咁就係佢做錯係乜嘢咧？咁由 is 之後咪就係答案啦，就係 failing to understand that each student has a different method of studying， 即係每一個細路都有一個唔同嘅讀書方法嘅。咁睇埋呢段啦。For instance, a survey has shown that 53% of students prefer to work with music playing in the background, while the other 47% need silence to work effectively。咁就係話咧，嗱呢個就係例子啦，就係話超過一半嘅學生都中意有啲音樂啦，可能好靜嘅音樂喺個背景啦，而又有剩翻一半嘅學生咧，就反而係中意咧係好安靜咁樣去做嘢嘅。第二題咧，究竟佢哋做錯乜嘢咧？就係等於喺題目裏邊有一個 mistake 呢個字啦。咁所以 parents 咧，咁你就會寫翻咧就係parents，咁你呢個 are doing wrong 咧係唔需要再寫翻落去㗎啦。唔係所有嘅問題裏邊嘅字都一定要寫翻落去㗎，唔會話 parents are doing wrong in 乜嘢。咁呢個咧可以直接就係講佢嗰個錯處咧，就係 parents。因為上邊係用 is failing， 咁你仲 are failing， 咁可以照抄啦。咁抄嗰陣時咧，記住咧就係要抄得仔細啲啦。are failing to understand that each student has a different method of studying。就有唔同嘅讀書嘅喜好啦。咁呢一個咧就係啲家長就一啲犯錯嘅錯處啦。好啦 ，find a word in paragraph 2 that means the same as successfully， 即係好成功係乜嘢咧？咁我哋睇翻嗰個第二段。咁呢度咧就題目咧嗰條問題咧就係話我哋要揾一個字係同 successfully 係同一個意思啊嘛。咁我哋留意下一個詞性咧，就係佢 successfully 咧，呢一個係一個副詞，係一個 adverb 嚟嘅。咁即係話換言之喺文章裏邊咧，你就需要揾一個字啦，都係同一個詞性，因為你呢個 successfully 咧係必須要 fit 到入去嗰個文章嗰個位，又可以代到嗰個字，咁先至係一個即係等同嘅意思嘅嗰個字。咁所以咧你要揾一個有 ly，咁如果你喺呢一段裏邊揾咧，要揾 ly 嘅字咧，其實就只有呢一個嘅啫。就係 effectively 啦，咁就算你係唔識呢個字咧，其實某程度上呢個 tips 咧就已經係可以提咗你，就係呢個 effectively 咧就係等於 successfully。effectively 咧 means 有效地，即係好有效率咁嘅意思，好快，即係好有效咁樣去溫習，咁而等於咧就係 successfully。effectively 咁你就會寫翻啦 ，means the same as， 你會寫翻啦 means the same as。successfully 係啦，咁呢一個咧就係等於咁樣寫啦。咁記住啦，就呢個要開山引號啦，兼且呢個字因為作為第一個字咧，你必須要係變咗大草嘅。好啦，第四題啦。In terms of playing music while studying, what do the majority of students prefer？ 咁即係話咧，咩叫 majority 咧？就係大部分嘅學生都中意點樣咧？就係其實中意係有一啲音樂喺背景嘅。咁我哋睇翻上邊，話53個學生啊嘛，咁所以咧呢一個咧就係一個the majority 啦。咁即係大部分啦。咁所以咧佢哋大部分都係中意乜嘢啊 ？Prefer to work with music playing in the background， 就係嗰個大部分學生嘅喜好。寫翻啦，咁前面嗰個咧就可以唔需要寫翻落去，你就淨係寫呢一個開始啦。咁你就會寫話。由呢個開始寫 ，the majority of students prefer， 咁照抄上邊啦 ，prefer to play music in the background。接住咧就佢哋有做咗幾個訪問啦，就係 we asked some students from the UK 即係英國啦 ，how they like to study。咁 Ian 17即係佢係17歲嘅一個人啦，就 I like to revise the subject and then test myself with a past paper that really works for me。咁佢係做乜嘢咧？就係温完書咧就做一份舊卷，咁就睇下自己識唔識。I do a lot of rugby and sport, so the problem was trying to fit it all in。即係話咧，佢又好中意即係運動，咁嘗試就一定要讀書同埋運動咧，就要取得平衡啦，就係要 fit it all in， 即係能夠可以都即係 fit 嗰個讀書嘅嘢落去，同埋嗰個運動嘢都可以能夠平衡。You get stressed at the start, but after a while you get in your stride and find a pattern。即係話咧，開頭就好大壓力啦，但係慢慢個步伐就會穩定啲，然後咧就會揾到一個即係個模式啦。Peter 16 says, I make notes and have big collage posters on my bedroom walls, which catches my eye。咁佢好中意寫好多 notes 啦，連到周圍都係啊。咩叫 collage 咧 ？collage 咧即係好似揾一塊板咁拼貼好多佢寫嘅 notes 喺度，咁就釘咗喺埲牆度。咁咧就係等佢可以即係睇住咁又可以温書啦。Jade 15 It's good if parents sit down and help me revise。咁呢一個學生咧就比較中意父母坐低同佢温書。Students say they are going up to their room to revise, but they might not do anything。咁佢就話咧啲學生咧就話所謂去即係温書啦，但係其實佢係乜都唔做嘅。咁 Dr. Hill also advises parents to help their kids by taking noisy brothers or sisters out。咁即係話咧，而嗰個嘅即係 Dr. Hill 上面嗰個咧就係話點樣可以幫啲細路咧，就係將啲好嘈嘅細佬妹啊帶出去 ，and creating a quiet space for the child in the home or encouraging them to study in the school library or another quiet place。 咁就係話咧 ，Dr. Hill 都建議啲父母要帶啲細路去，即係一啲嘈啲嘅兄弟姊妹啦，即係總之其實個意思就係要製造一個靜啲嘅環境，俾個細路温書。咁如果屋企唔可以好靜咧，就叫佢哋咧嘗試去 school library 或者係一啲靜嘅地方去温習啦。咁睇啦 ，Which of the students interviewed likes to use visual study materials？ 咩叫 visual 咧？即係可以有視覺上嘅温習啦。咁頭先有一個學生咧就係叫做collage， 佢好中意用呢一個嘅 collage 即係拼圖啦嘅方法。咁所以咧呢一個咧就係嗰個Peter。Which of the students struggles with time management？ 就係咧同時間，即係時間管理嗰度有少少咩叫 struggle 咧，即係有少少困難咧，即係 find difficulties， 即係話咧有少少可能覺得未必好容易咧。咁就係第一個學生佢就話佢中意 rugby 同埋sport 嗰啲咁樣咧，咁就係 Ian 啦。Ian 咧就係覺得係有啲困難，但係佢話覺得都 OK。Name one thing that Dr. Hill suggests parents can do to make it easier for their children to study for exams。咁叫你講一樣嘢嘅啫，咁如果你講得太多啦，咁你就會扣分㗎啦。咁所以咧就我哋睇翻上邊就係頭先我哋都講過啦。第一個咧就係 take noisy brothers or sisters out。第二 create a quiet space for the child in the home。第三 encourage them to study in the school library or another quiet place。咁三個裏邊揀一個去講就得啦。咁佢記住佢叫你寫一個啊嘛。所以咧你就係叫你 name one thing。咁所以咧就唔應該係要唔應該咧係唔需要寫翻嗰個題目裏邊啲字嘅，直接就係講嗰個嘅 suggestion。咁第一個咧，你記住係用一個嘅不變動詞開頭，就係用直接用 take， 唔應該 taking， 應該係 take noisy brothers or sisters out。咁呢個可以係1分啦。又或者將嗰個creating 變做 create， 記住 create 咧係有個 e 字喺後邊嘅。quiet 呢後邊就照抄嘅啫，就冇乜難度嘅。A quiet place for the child in the home， 即係一係咧就喺屋企咧俾一個好靜嘅環境佢 full stop。又或者最尾就係記住亦都係啦 encourage 就係鼓勵 encourage their children， 因為 them 即係寫翻啦 their children to study in the school library。or another quiet place。 咁呢個咧其實就冇乜難度嘅，咁照抄嘅啫，或者要用翻你自己嘅 language 咧去答翻佢咧，咁就已經係 OK 㗎啦。咁就求其揀一個，一係呢個，一係呢個，一係呢個。第二個 comprehension Middleville High School， 咁你會見到咧呢度比較明顯咧，就有一啲嘅即係日子同埋時間啦，即係有 Monday、Tuesday、Wednesday。好啦，咁跟住仲有乜嘢咧？你會見到原來係 exams 喎，即係佢有幾點？9點、2點，跟住9點點半、9點、12點、1點半，咁呢度3科。咁後邊有 notes， 咁我哋睇一睇 notes 啦。Please arrive at school 30 minutes before your exam， 即係話咧要考試之前30分鐘就要到達啦。Please bring pens and pencils, a bottle of water, your student's ID card。咁就係要帶呢幾樣嘢。What type of test is this？ 咁呢一個係乜嘢嘅問題咧？咁呢一個咧你可以寫係timetable 啦，或者係timetable 啦，或者係 an exam timetable 一個考試嘅時間表，或者係一個an exam timetable。好啦，at what time should Tom arrive at school on Monday morning？ 究竟係幾點鐘可以到達學校咧？如果星期即係佢星期一要考試，要幾點鐘到達學校咧？咁星期一咧係9點鐘開考啊嘛，咁數學就2個鐘頭，咁而2個鐘頭，咁佢話要30分鐘前到達，咁即係話變咗係應該係8點30分啦。第三 ，Tom has football practice at 3 p.m. on Tuesdays。 Will he be able to make it in time after his English exam？ 咩叫 make it in time 呢？即係能夠可以及時考完試去到練波。咁我哋睇睇星期二啦，咁佢點半鐘開始考英文，考2個鐘，咁即係應該個 finishing time 咧就會係3點30分。咁我哋睇翻佢係幾點鐘話3點鐘喎，咁即係冇可能啦，冇可能㗎啦，你就寫翻 no he 嗱 will he 啊嘛 ，no he won't。No, he won't， 咁就 OK 啦。第4 ，How many hours of exams does Tom have in total on Wednesday？ 星期三咧係比較 heavy 嘅，有3科。咁究竟 total hours 係幾多咧？個半鐘頭加1個鐘，再加2個鐘。咁呢度咧2加1 3加1 4 4個半鐘啦。咁啊，所以咧係4 hours 30 minutes。第5題啦 ，Which of these should Tom not bring with him to his exams according to the text？ 唔應該帶乜嘢咧？咁其實 common sense 都知啦，a snack 咯 ，snack 係點解啊？即係啲小吃啊，即係擺包薯片過去，咁當然唔應該啦。咁文章裏邊有講過水同埋 ID card。True or false? Tom is never allowed to use a calculator during his exam. Never 即係永遠都唔准許去帶一部咩叫 calculator 咧，計數機啦。咁我哋係睇下係咪全部都唔得啦。咁佢有講過 math 呢個係唔得啦，但係咧 French 又唔知道需唔需要啦。Science 咧佢冇講過喎，其他科都冇喎。啊呢度原來係可以喎 ，calculators allowed 呢個數學科咧係可以帶計數機嘅。咁所以咧你呢個答案咧就會係 false 啦，唔係 yes 啊嚇。佢問你 true or false， 咁所以咧係 false， 唔係 never， 係有啲科目可以，有啲科目唔可以。好啦，接住 riddles 啦 ，I'm round, red and juicy， 又圓又紅又多汁。Some people think I am a vegetable, but I'm really a fruit. People like to use me in a salad。咁應該係乜嘢咧？啲人成日誤解嗰個係一種蔬菜，但係其實係生果嚟㗎，係乜嘢啊？啊 tomato。I have a hard shell， 即係佢係好硬嘅一個殼啦。You must break it to find the yellow goodness inside. I can be cooked in many different ways。佢有一個好硬嘅殼啦，咁要打開佢咧就有啲嘢黃色嘅嘢喺裏邊。咁其實咧可以用唔同方法去煮。其實好多生果咧都會係有個殼，然後即係出面有個殼啦，但係就打開佢會榴蓮都係。但係 cooked in many different ways 咧。就某程度上唔係啦，即係你要可以用唔同方法煮榴蓮就好似唔係好啱。咁仲有啲咩生果或者啲乜嘢咧？咁你可以再問我，但係呢一度咧，我相信咧呢一個咧係一隻蛋啦。好啦 ，forms of verbs 啦，我哋睇一睇呢個 diary。Tom has written a diary about his math exam. Dear diary, I don't know what to do.I always get bad marks in my math class, and yesterday while 所以就要用過去進行式 while I was watching， 即係當我喺度睇緊電視嗰陣時啦。My dad told me that I cannot go on the school trip。就阿爸就走去同我講話唔可以去學校旅行喎 ，unless I 呢個 next week， 除非我將會考得好好嘅成績啦。但係會唔會用 will get 啦 ？OK， 咁唔會嘅，因為咧呢個 get 咧就唔會話即係我將會攞到好成績，即係除非佢呢個係佢個條件嚟㗎。咁所以呢個就係話unless I get good marks in the exam next week。雖然係 next week， 但係唔需要 will get 嘅呢一個。即係等於你用中文講話，阿爸就同你講話唔準你去旅行，除非你攞到好成績啦。即係除非你今次考試攞到好成績，咁唔會話阿爸講話除非今個考試你將會攞到好成績。嗰個將會根本係中文同英文啦都唔存在，即係應該係除非我攞到好好嘅成績。接住啦 ，It's not that I 乜嘢 as hard as my friends。咁即係話咧，唔係我唔勤力啊咁嘅意思啦。咁啊唔係，即係咁佢講翻佢之前啦 ，did not work。即係阿爸話佢成績唔好啊嘛，咁佢話唔係我之前唔勤力 ，on the contrary，I work harder than ever this year。 咁即係話今年咧，佢咧就係、一直都好勤力嘅 ，worked harder than ever this year， 即係今年咧係比以前仲勤力。But I never seem to do as well as they do in exams。咁呢一個咧就係一個事實啦，就佢無論幾咁勤力咧，都好似成績唔係咁好。咁 I never I 跟個 I， 所以呢個 seem 咧就唔需要加 s 或者係將佢變其他嘢啦，即係話佢一般嚟講嘅成績都係差過人哋嘅。I think I find it hard to concentrate during math lessons because I don't enjoy it as much as other subjects。即係話咧，佢數學咧係唔能夠集中，因為佢唔 enjoy 呢一科，即係覺得唔好玩。My friends 乜嘢 science and math fun since year one。嗱呢度咧，你會見到個 since 啦，呢個 since 咧即係代表話俾你聽係一個 perfect tense 啦。咁所以咧就 my friends。自從1年班開始已經覺得即係科學同埋數學好有趣，但係佢就唔中意嘅。咁所以呢一個第7咧就要用 have fun science and math fun since year one whereas I much prefer art and languages， 即係佢係比較屬於文科嗰邊嘅。I 乜嘢 my best to get a good mark this time。咁跟住咧就係佢話今次考試我將會努力㗎啦。I will try my best， 呢個要用將來式啦，我將會努力。I will try my best to get a good mark this time to avoid making my parents angry。好啦，呢一個咧係特登俾咗個挑戰你哋咧，就係睇下你哋有冇睇書。記住 avoid 後邊咧係要加一個 ing 嘅動詞嘅，就咁加個 ing 嘅啫，就係 avoid making， 即係避免令到我父母好嬲啦。Avoid doing something， 避免令父母好嬲呢一度。If I think of the school trip as a reward, maybe I will do well in the exam。即係話咧。如果即係佢喺度諗啦，如果我諗下冇得去旅行嘅話，即係如果去旅行係一個獎勵嘅話，可能我會做得好啲啦。咁因為 if 係一個假設，呢件事都未發生，所以 maybe I will do well in the exam even though I find it so boring。咁咧佢覺得係好悶，不過咧佢會盡力做好啲啦，因為佢希望去到呢一個嘅 school trip。好啦，到 prepositions 啦。Are you ready for your first exam？ 咁啊 ready 用 for 啦。I'm looking 乜嘢 past papers every night this week。咁樣咧，佢唔係揾個 past paper， 咁係一路喺度睇緊佢啲 past papers。Good, your father and I are proud of you for working so hard。即係話咧，好以佢為驕傲，因為佢話佢好盡力做嘢。Thanks, Mom. I have to arrive at school。a little earlier than usual， 咁即係話要早少少到學校啦 ，at 8:30 a.m. 咁頭先我哋講過啦，佢要早半個鐘，所以8點半翻到去啦。I can take you there in the car。in the car 因為咧就唔係 by car 啦，如果你 by 即係如果冇 the 咧，你就用 by， 但係咧如果自己人揸車送你一個地方咧，你就用 in the car。On my way to work， 即係話咧沿途翻工嗰時順便即係送你去學校啦。Thank you. I admit I'm a little nervous about the exam， 即係今次考試好緊張啦。There's no need to be worried. I'm sure you will feel confident in the morning， 即係話朝頭早咧一定會有多啲信心㗎啦。佢 Yes, I have to remember to wake up earlier than usual， 就要早少少起身啦。咁睇翻咧就係 ready for the exam, look at past papers, proud of you。Arrive at school at 8:30 a.m. in the car， 但係咧就 by car。On my way to work， nervous about something， confident in 好有信心啊呢個字解，同埋 wake up。咁呢個咧 confident 咧係解信心嘅意思啦。好啦，到後邊嗰個 present perfect tense 嘅 keywords 啦。咁提你哋啦，呢一個 yet 呢一個咧就多數係一啲即係 negative sentence 啦，又或者係一啲 questions 嘅 sentence。Tom was very out of breath when he got to the exam hall， 即係跑到去試場嗰陣時已經 make 個 out of breath 咧，即係上氣不接下氣。He was worried that the other students might have already started the exam， 即係已經開始咗啦。因為佢好擔心啊嘛，咁即係驚人哋開始咗啦。But in fact, they were still waiting outside。One of Tom's friends told him that they had been waiting there 即係話自從嗱，你見到 had been waiting 一直喺度等緊啦，就係自從8:15已經開始喺度等緊啦。自從 Then the doors of the exam hall opened. We have 乜嘢 finished preparing the hall。咁咧，因為8:30啊嘛，咁8:30就開始開考，8:15啲學生仲喺門口等緊喎。佢話我哋啱啱完成咗個準備啊，咁所以咧就 we have just finished preparing the hall。Said Tom's teacher. You may go in now， 即係你可以入去啦。Wait for me, I'm not quite ready yet。係啦，咁呢個見到 not 啦，咁所以呢一個咧就係 yet 啦。我唔係準備得好好啊，未準備好啊。Said Tom to his friend as he gathered together his pens and pencils. His friend looked annoyed. Tom was the kind of student who was never well prepared for exams。咁咧嗰啲 friend 就覺得好即係好困擾啦，即係佢話因為咧。阿 Tom 咧成日都係一個學生咧，係永遠都準備唔好嘅，即係永遠都係好急咁樣嘅 ，never well prepared for exams. 2 hours later, when the exam was over, Tom walked out with a smile on his face. That turned out better than I ever thought it would. 即係話咧，我從來都未試過咁好㗎，咁樣嘅意思啦。咁頭先都有講話佢比較有信心啦，今次因為覺得應該係考得幾好。好啦，到 close passage 啦，呢一度啦，咁第一個啦，佢就話after Tom's exams were 咁嘅係 over 啦，或者 finished 都得，即係完成咗。His parents announced that they want to 咩 him out 咧，咁嘅係應該係 take him out 啦，帶佢出去食飯啦。Take him out for a special dinner to 去慶祝，慶祝咧就係 celebrate。Tom's mom said that he would be allowed to 乜嘢咧？去揀邊間餐廳咯 ，to choose which restaurant they went to. Tom decided that he would 乜嘢 to go to a new restaurant near their apartment. 咁樣咧，佢係 would 乜嘢啊？咁佢就決定咗咧，話佢 would like to go， 即係佢想去邊間啦，就話俾阿媽聽，想去嗰間新嘅餐廳。Which he had 乜嘢 about from one of his friends at school， 咁就係從佢朋友之中口中聽過，咁係 heard。留意 had 後邊咧就需要用一個 past participle， 咁而 past participle 咧就要記住 here 咧就要轉做 heard 啦。When they arrived at the restaurant, Tom was surprised to see one of his teachers there. She told his 乜嘢 that she was very pleased with the progress he had made the year 咧。And that she expected him to do very much in his exams。咁樣咧，咁呢個老師就係女性嚟㗎啦。咁佢話俾阿 Tom 嘅父母聽啦，就係 parents that 啦。咁佢好滿意個 progress 點解咧？阿 Tom 嘅進展啦。咁啊 ，he had made over the year 或者 during the year。咁而係佢咧就 expect him to do very 乜嘢啊？Very well in the exam， 佢係 expect 佢會考得好好啊！今次要。Tom was a little embarrassed to hear his teacher saying nice things about him。咁佢好尷尬啦，老師讚佢啦。But he was pleased too， 又好開心又尷尬。When Tom got his exam results, he discovered that his teacher had been right. He had done well。咁今次係竟然係啱嘅，老師係講得啱嘅，原來佢係的確考得好好嘅。好啦，接住到 vocabulary 呢個部分啦，就會係David couldn't help 乜嘢 at the presents that were hidden under the bed。咁佢係忍唔住乜嘢啊 ？David 就係喺度，因為咧係 hidden， 即係應該係收埋，咁佢就喺度裝下啲禮物啦。Couldn't help peeping， 咁要加 ing。呢個 couldn't help 同頭先嗰個 avoid 都係一樣啦，係必須要加一個 ing 嘅動詞嘅。咁啊 couldn't help peeping 就忍唔住偷睇一下究竟佢床底擺咗啲咩禮物啦。It can't be true she 乜嘢咧？嗱，你見到呢度點啦，即係代表呢一個咧係需要係 stammered， 即係咧佢係即係口吃地説啦。Around the lake they could hear frogs croaking， 即係意思咧。喺度好沙啞嘅聲音，形容青蛙咧都會用呢個字㗎，即係如果假如你喉嚨痛咧，你都會呢個聲音，而青蛙通常發出嘅聲音咧都係 croaking。It's rude to stare, said Josh's mum。咁啊 Josh 嘅媽咪咧就話 好冇禮貌嘅，係咁望住人哋，即係隻眼唔停咁樣咧望住人哋，係非常之冇禮貌。Go to your room now。咁呢一個咧，你會見到阿爸係 furiously， 咁所以咧就會係 sputter 啦。sputter 咧就係有少少中文即係氣急敗壞，好嬲啊。通常係 sputter 咧係有 angry 嘅意思嘅，咁所以咧就用 sputter。She 乜嘢 into the distance，but she couldn't see anything。咁佢咧就裝即係喺度咁樣 peer into， 即係咁係咁裝埋睇唔清楚啦。但係咧佢就想嚟即係去睇啲好遠嘅嘢，但係佢睇唔清楚，咁就用 peered into the distance 啦。Pronouns 啦 ，Tom had studied hard，but the exam itself， 即係嗰個考試本身咧就唔係好難。He tried not to let 乜嘢 get distracted during the exam。咁咩叫 distract 咧？係解分心嘅意思啊，即係話咧唔想俾佢自己啊。So he tried not to let himself get distracted during the exam. Don't let 乜嘢 down by failing to prepare for your exam, said Tom's teacher。咁樣咧就係唔好令自己失望啊。咁樣咧係 Don't let yourself down by failing。咁老師講啦，咁老師對住一個人講又得，對住好多人講都得。咁所以咧係 yourself 或者 yourselves 咧都得嘅。You have to figure out the answer for yourself。咁呢一個咧就只有一個啦。點解咧？因為without my help said Tom's mother。Tom couldn't go to the cinema on Sunday, so his friends went by。咁佢哋唔止一個朋友啦 ，went by themselves。咁留意一下咧 ，themselves 咧就一定有 VES 嘅。Tom writes to his teacher to thank her for helping him with his math。咁呢一度咧，阿 Tom 就寫俾佢老師啦，就多謝佢啦。咁啊 ，Dear Miss Chan，thank you for giving me so 乜嘢 help with my math。咁你記住呢個係即係好多好多嘅幫助啦，但係幫助係數唔到噶嘛。咁數唔到咧，就只會係呢兩個啦。咁所以係 so much help with my math。Math is one of the 乜嘢 subject which I find very difficult。即係話咧，數學係其中一科咧係覺得係好難嘅科目。咁其中一科即係佢好少有覺得好難，但係呢科真係好難咧，就 one of the few subjects。咁呢一個咧就係呢一個係一個 countable 啦，咁所以係 few。就係其中一科因為佢後邊有解嘅，佢話 I'm good at most other subjects， 即係大部分科目咧佢都好叻嘅，咁所以好少唔得嘅科目，而數學就係其中一科啦。You gave me 乜嘢 past papers， 咁呢一個係 countable 㗎啦，咁所以咧就好多嘅舊卷啦。To help me to prepare，and this was really useful。Even when there was very 乜嘢 time 咧，時間數唔到㗎嘛，咁所以咧係只係好少嘅時間咧都可以有用啦。咁所以 uncountable 咧就只會用 little 啦。好少時間咧先至可以都即係 even when there was very little time before the exam，you had 乜嘢 tips 啦，而係講緊 tips 啦 ，tips 係數得到啦，咁所以咧you had many useful tips to share with me。In the end, there were only 乜嘢 questions which I couldn't do。There were only 乜嘢咧？嗱 questions 係乜嘢啊？係 countable 㗎，咁只有少少啦，因為我都講過咧，就係一個如果係 A 嘅前邊有個 R 字喺前邊咧，就只會 a few questions， 即係只有好少條題目咧，我係唔識做嘅啫。Please could I meet you tomorrow? I hope that you will be able to give me 乜嘢咧？Advice 咧係 uncountable 㗎，英文咧唔會有 advices 嘅，呢樣嘢要提醒你哋啦。咁如果真係要將佢量詞化咧，就要將佢變咗 a piece of advice， 即係我俾一個建議你。咁但係因為由於佢數唔到啦，就俾我 a little advice， 即係俾少少建議我啦。About how to improve in the next exam. Thanks again, Tom。接住啦，呢一度 Tom has forgotten to hand in his paper after the exam。佢唔記得咗交卷喎，考完之後竟然咁，但係咧 forgotten， 記住咧就會forget。Past tense 係 forgot， 但係 past participle 咧係 forgotten。 He was so nervous that he broke up in tears and tried to find help。咁就緊張到咧，佢就應該係 broke down in tears。咁呢個係一定咁用嘅，就係即係好崩潰咁樣喺度流晒眼淚，就周圍揾幫手啦。When Miss Wong saw him, she immediately asked him what had happened。因為見到佢喊到咁於是 Miss Wong 即係黃老師啦，就即刻咧就係問佢發生咩事啦。呢個錯咧係 immediately。其實 in 咧係有2個 m 嘅，應該係，咁所以應該係串錯字啦呢一度。Tom explained what has happened and vowed that he didn't write more after the bell had rung。咁佢咧就解釋話佢發生咗咩事啦，同埋發誓話佢真係冇再寫多啲嘢㗎啦，只係唔記得咗交嘅啫。咁你會發覺呢一度咧係錯乜嘢咧？呢度咧你會見到呢度全部咧都係過去式㗎。同埋過去完成，但係呢度偏偏有一個現在完成，咁所以錯啦，應該係 had happened。咁記住啦，就係當你用開過去式嗰陣時咧，就只會用過去完成嘅啫。咁所以咧就唔會係即係一定係一個 past participle， 就唔會無端端用一個 present perfect 嘅。The teacher forgave him and asked him to be much careful next time。咁呢一個咧就係雖然咧就即係呢一個唔係即係 careful 呢一樣嘢，或者 care 都係數唔到係 much 啦，但係佢即係意思咧係講話你要下次要小心啲啦，即係一個比較式啊，咁係 more careful next time。